Welcome to the Truth Report. I am David Chase Taylor. I am reporting live from Zurich, Switzerland, where I've applied for asylum since the release of my book, The Nuclear Bible. You can go to nuclearbible.com and download it today. Just so you know, Google has censored our website, truther.org. They took it down for about 72 hours, so they might take down nuclearbible.com. So go there, check it out, download the book for free today. As you know, this is a weekly show dedicated to stopping false flag terrorism. We know that the Obama administration desperately needs a new attack, a new false flag terror attack for Obama to stay in office, and we are trying to make sure that that does not happen. So every week we go over the drills, the patsies, the war games, the exercises, anything and everything related to false flag terrorism. I apologize, last week we were off the air because of truther.org was down, like I mentioned, so we are going to be here whether they take down our sites or not. We're just going to keep reporting. Apparently they don't like what we're doing, but we don't care. So, okay, first off, before I get into the upcoming events, Mardi Gras NCAA Championship in New Orleans this week, I just want to cover really quick Operation Endgame. Now, a lot of people just don't know about this, and it's very important with all the recent news coming out about FEMA camps. I know Alex Jones has a film called Endgame. I don't know if that's cover for this, but Operation Endgame is a 2003 to 2012 plan under implementation by the Office of Detention and Removal Operations of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security Bureau of Immigration and Customs Enforcement to detain and to deport all removable aliens and suspected terrorists currently living in the United States by 2012. So we have about 10 more months. I believe that this plan was going to be implemented post-Super Bowl. That's what my book, The Nuclear Bible, is about, so go check that out, nuclearbible.com. But thankfully they didn't have a chance to do that. So I'm not sure when this plan is going to be implemented or if they're running behind schedule, obviously, but it's definitely something to take a look at. We've documented all of everything there is to document regarding FEMA camps, and that's under the FEMA Camp Terror tab at truther.org, so check that out when you get a chance. Okay, so we have Mardi Gras starting on February 17th, day after tomorrow, running to February 21st. Mardi Gras is, for people that don't know, that are watching this internationally, it's a huge party in New Orleans, and there's been a number of incidents, mainly an ignored Mardi Gras terror warning. There was a live feed coming out of Mardi Gras, and supposedly this cop is watching this live feed in New York and sees this briefcase sitting in Mardi Gras, and it sits there for hours. And he allegedly calls up the FBI, DHS, the local police, and it's still sitting there, And they made this huge to-do about it in the Washington Post from October 5th, 2010. And basically the headline says, FBI, DHS, New Orleans police ignore citizen bomb warning. So there's going to be a lot of people there. And if something does happen, we might look to what is called Project Exodus. Now, this is a group of 200 or so police officers, 195 of them are white guys, and they are basically of a volunteer group, and they're basically to fight terrorists one-on-one, go figure. And quote, a mostly white group of ex-police volunteers with a .50 caliber machine gun, and they're inspired by the book of Exodus in the Bible. So I'm going to get more into them in a second, but we have Mardi Gras coming up, 17th to the 21st, and then in March we have March 13th to April 2nd we have March Madness, and that's going to be happening in the Superdome. So if something does happen, we need to just remember that this group is basically, they state that it's a militia, but they basically state that they're the opposite of a militia. And they are allegedly ahead of the curve when it comes to fighting Islamic extremists. So just a little bit more on them. They state that homegrown terrorists are in our midst in New Orleans, and with easy accessibility to the internet, it is quite possible for these local and international terrorists to form a national or multi-location attack on our nation at any given moment. And there have been cells of people operating within the parish in New Orleans that have been trained as terrorists and that went overseas to be trained as terrorists. So you got to ask yourself, why do they know so much information about these terrorists unless they are the terrorists? Go figure. But anyway, so and they state that terrorists tend to strike anywhere and everywhere, and the guy that's running it says that's not a state of paranoia or anything like that. So just to keep your eye out, and there's been a number of drills going on in New Orleans. So if something does happen, they've been drilling for bioterror attacks. So Mardi Gras would be a perfect place for a pandemic to start, or something like that, something to release some sort of an agent down there. So really quickly, I'm just going to go over some of the drills. There's so many drills, and these are all listed at truther.org. I'm just gonna read you off the headlines from the drills from 2011. So April, we have a disaster drill. Another disaster drill in May, another disaster drill in May 20th. So 2 disaster drills in May. Then we have airport holding a disaster drill for an explosion at an airport. These are all in Louisiana. And then another massive disaster drill. And this one was interesting because it's on July 1st, 2011, and they were practicing for mass vaccinations of 22,000 people. Receiving life-saving medication. That's about 1/3 the size of the people that can fit in this in the Superdome there. So I don't know if something happens in New Orleans, it's going to either happen Mardi Gras or obviously the Superdome. So that one caught my eye. And then they got others drills going on in Shreveport, Louisiana. And just major like disaster drills all over the state. You know, they can't make them all bioterrorism because then people will catch on, but a lot of them going on, and also urban search and rescue drills. So just looking forward a little bit, you can check it out on truther.org, but there's basically sorry, my cat wants to be on camera, but basically they've done a new remodel of the Superdome, and there's a possibility that it could be demolished. I have the evidence there of who's doing the reconstruction and stuff like that, so just check that out at truther.org. Okay, so here's something what we added to the program that we're going to be covering every week, and basically we're going to be looking at the history of false flag terrorism every week. In 1898, this would be the 124th anniversary, I believe, of the USS Maine attack. So people have been talking about maybe the USS Enterprise will be hitting a false flag terror attack. So this is coming up on the 15th, which is today. So today is the 124th, if I'm doing my math correctly, anniversary of that. So look for maybe something like that. People have been talking about it a lot. Also on the 18th is the anniversary from 2010, so it would be the 2-year anniversary of the IRS plane attack. I don't know if you guys remember, but Joe Stack, he allegedly flew his plane into the IRS building in Texas, in Austin, Texas. And people have always said that there was like 2 people in the plane, I believe, or there was no bodies in the plane, I forget. But there's something really fishy going on about that, and he wrote like this huge manifesto. And then coming up on the 21st, we have the 1965, Malcolm X was assassinated, and if you check that out, you're going to find out there's a conspiracy there too. So we're going to be taking a look at these. We also have a couple more coming up this month, actually, on the 26th. The World Trade Center attack from 1993, got an anniversary on the 26th of February for that. And then the major false flag, the Reichstag fire, 1933, that's coming up on the 27th. So just looking ahead a little bit. So so we try to do here, just try to inform people about what's going on, past and present, and just try to give people a heads up on different drills and stuff that they're doing. So don't forget to check out our websites, truther.org, obamacsi.com, nuclearbible.com. And as I mentioned in the beginning, I've applied for asylum here in Switzerland since the release of my book, The Nuclear Bible. And if you'd like to check out my situation and see what's going on, you can go to davidchasetaylor.com. Otherwise, signing out from Zurich, Switzerland, David Chase Taylor. Peace.